Episode 7, Descent. January 12th, 2026, Elfheim, Salamander Territory, Scaled Temple. In horror, Ryu stares at Daichi, who now grips the Dragonheart blade tightly in his hands. In awe, Daichi examines the greatsword as his eyes flicker with energy.
This is unlike anything I've ever felt before. So much power.
How, Daichi? How could you grab that sword while knowing all the pain and suffering it has caused?
I couldn't help it. I wanted to know how something so simple as a sword could cause such a change in someone.
Exactly. The sword changes whoever wields it, which is why you have to put it back now, before it's too late.
Put it back? Why in the world would I put it back?
Because that sword is evil. It shouldn't be used by anyone.
You're just jealous! You've already had your chance, Ryu. And now the Dragonheart blade is mine.
Daichi's eyes continue to pulse with power.
His eyes. He's already starting to lose control. Please, Daichi. That sword is dangerous. It's the reason Izumi is dead. Your sister died because of that cursed blade.
Only because you were too weak to handle this blade's power. Unlike me.
The sword is uncontrollable. Trust me, I know better than anyone.
It's not uncontrollable. The wielder just needs to have the heart of a dragon. Who's to say that I don't?
That's exactly what I told Kat when we first found the Dragonheart blade all those years ago. I was such a fool.
Widening his stance, Ryu holds up his greatsword.
I can't let you leave here with the Dragonheart blade. You need to put it back. Now, before it consumes you.
You really think you can beat me? With this sword?
Daichi laughs and narrows his beaming eyes at Ryu.
Come on, Ryu. You know better than anyone. This sword is unbeatable.
Please, Daichi, don't do this. I'm trying to help you.
I don't need your help!
Using the dragon blade, Daichi unleashes a fury of sword slashes at Ryu, who desperately tries to block them with his own greatsword. At one point, their two blades clash and they struggle against one another. A sinister grin stretches across Daichi's face as he pushes forward and thrusts Ryu backwards into the wall. He hits it harshly and falls to the ground with a thud.
The Dragonheart blade belongs to me now. For all time.
With a small groan, Ryu glances up at Daichi and gasps when he notices two small dragon horns sticking out of Daichi's spiky hair.
From now on, you'd better stay out of my way, Ryu. Because next time, I won't hesitate to finish you off.
With that, Daichi vanishes, and Ryu is left alone in the torchlight chamber. Slowly, he sits up and glances over at the empty pedestal.
This must be what Kat felt when I chose the power of the Dragonheart blade over our friendship. I abandoned her and the others. And now the same thing is happening to Daichi. Soon, he will be consumed by the lust for power.
January 12th, 2026, Japan, Tokyo, Stone Courtyard. In the early morning, Ryu dashes across the stone courtyard to Katsumi's window. Glancing around, he quietly knocks on the glass. After a few moments, Katsumi slides open the window and looks at Ryu with tired eyes.
Ryu? What are you doing here?
I couldn't wait any longer.
Why? What's wrong?
It's Daichi. He's taken the Dragonheart blade.
What? But how is that possible? How do you even find it?
I lied last night. After facing the dragon, Daichi and I found a small chamber that held the Dragonheart blade in a pedestal.
No.
I told Daichi then to stay away from the sword, but he clearly couldn't get it out of his head. All night I had this gut feeling that something terrible was going to happen, so I went back to the chamber late last night and found him holding it.
Gosh, no. Not again.
Ryu looks down and balls his hands into fists.
He's not gonna stop, Kat, unless I stop him.
But how? Once the blade takes over, the Daichi we know will be gone.
I have to try, Kat. The blade is my responsibility. I can't let it hurt anyone else.
You won't have to do it alone. I'll rally the others and together we'll save Daichi.
Alright. Have everyone meet at the base around 9 a.m.
Sure, but where are you going?
To talk with Daichi's parents. With the Dragonheart blade in his grasp, Daichi won't log out until we take it from him. I don't want them to worry.
In a slight jog, Ryu moves to the street and heads towards the Miyamoto house. January 12th, 2026, Japan, Kawasaki. Briskly, Ryu walks down the sidewalk until he reaches the Miyamoto house. With a short exhale, he goes up to the door and rings the bell. Mr. Miyamoto answers this time. As soon as he sees Ryu, a frown appears on his face.
Ah, Ryu. I heard you visited Daichi the other day.
Yes, sir. Daichi's my friend.
Well, now is not a good time. You'll have to come back.
Let me guess. Daichi's logged into his atmosphere and has been since you got up this morning.
What do you know about it?
Mr. Miyamoto, sir, I was with Daichi last night in a virtual game, and we came across a rare weapon. The same rare weapon that warped my mind and made me attack Izumi. And now Daichi's taken possession of that weapon. I'm afraid he won't want to log out until he satisfies his newfound lust for power.
And when will that be?
Never. His insane craving for power will only grow stronger with every passing moment.
No. My son.
I promise you, Mr. Miyamoto, I will save your son.
Mr. Miyamoto stares back at Ryu, but says nothing.
I won't let that blade cause your family any more pain.
With that, Ryu turns and steps off their porch.
Ryu,
Yes?
bring him back to us. Please.
I will. I promise.
Turning back towards the street, Ryu breaks into a sprint for his house. As he goes, Ryu slows his pace and he sees someone walking towards him. He stops moving completely when he realizes it's Ayame.
Ayame?
Ignoring Ryu and evading his eyes, Ayame briskly moves past him.
Ayame, wait!
What? What do you want from me, Dragon Boy?
Nothing, I guess.
Ryu stares down at the ground, speechless and sorrow-filled.
What's the matter with you? I'm surprised you're not all happy-go-lucky from being reunited with your girlfriend and all.
It's Daichi. He's taken the Dragonheart blade.
Seriously?
The sword is already starting to warp his mind with an insatiable lust for power, just like it did to me. I can't let him hurt anyone with that sword.
Then what are you doing standing around talking to me for?
Oh, right. I guess I just wanted to... never mind. I'm sorry to bother you.
Ryu, you have to save Daichi and destroy that wicked blade for good.
Ryu stops and glances back at her.
For Kenji.
With a short nod to Ayame, Ryu takes off running towards his house.
I'm coming, Daichi. Hang on!
January 12th, 2026. Ehlke, neutral territory, Radiant Valor base. In the cozy two-story base of Radiant Valor, Ryu, Katsumi, Saki, Mariko, and Akio all sit and stand in the main lounge area.
It's plain and simple. We just need to find Daichi and knock some sense into him. But how are we going to beat him? He's the most powerful player in the game now.
It's not like we could defeat Ryu in SAO when he had the Dragon Heart Blade.
Everyone falls silent for a moment.
Our best bet is to try and talk some sense into him. Make him think of his sister Izumi.
As much as I want to believe that will work, Kat, if even you couldn't convince me to let go of the Dragonheart blade, do you really think any of us can convince Daichi to give it up?
I guess not.
That means we're out of options then. If we can't beat him and we can't talk him out of it, then there's no hope.
There's always hope, Mariko.
Well, if you've got a plan, Ryu, spit it out. We're running out of time.
Saki's right. There are already several reports of a rampaging swordsman cutting down countless monsters and players all over the map.
I propose we break the blade's control over him the same way its power over me was broken.
But that happened when Katsumi...
What are you saying, Ryu?
I'm going to fight Daichi and lose. Maybe if he ends up hurting or even killing me, it will bring him back to his senses.
Everyone stays quiet, thinking over the idea.
Come on, guys. It's not like I'll die in real life if he kills me here.
That's true, but do you really think it will work?
It's worth a shot. Who's with me?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Count me in.
Ryu turns to Katsumi, who studies him for a moment, before smiling.
I'm always with you. Let's go save Daichi.
January 12th, 2026, Ehlke, Sylph territory. Searching all around, Ryu, Katsumi, Saki, Mariko, and Akio soar above the forested territory of the Sylphs.
The latest reports say a ravaging gnome player was last seen cutting through several monsters in the vast forest of Sylph territory.
I'm surprised we haven't seen any sign of
Mariko? What's wrong?
smoke up ahead.
The rest of the group turns and sees a large funnel of smoke billowing up from the forest across a large valley.
With that much smoke, the forest must be on fire.
Come on, that must be where Daichi is.
The others soar forward after Ryu, and eventually they all come upon an ever-growing forest fire. Glancing below them, Ryu gasps when he sees Daichi cutting down several players and absorbing their power.
Daichi! Stop!
Ryu lands on the ground across of Daichi. The others quickly land beside Ryu as the fire starts spreading past them in the surrounding forest. With all his prey destroyed, Daichi turns to face the group. He narrows his beaming eyes at Ryu, who stares back at his friend in horror. Atop Daichi's head are two long dragon horns. Stretching from his back are two massive dragon wings. As a sinister grin stretches across his face, Daichi's pointed teeth are revealed. He grips the Dragonheart blade tightly with clawed hands.
This must be the effect of the Dragonheart blade in Alfheim. The more power Daichi gains, the more dragon-like he becomes. Which is probably why I became a dragon when I was fused with the blade.
What do we have here? Has Radiant Valor come to stop the unbeatable dragon champion?
You're a part of Radiant Valor, Daichi, but we won't allow such a weapon as the Dragonheart blade to be used.
And you think any of you can stop me from using it? I'm invincible!
Daichi, the Dragonheart blade. I know what it feels like to hold it in your grasp. The power. It feels incredible, like nothing you've ever felt before. But that insane craving, the raging hunger for more, that will never go away. It will only deepen with every passing moment. No matter how much power you gain, it will never be enough.
It doesn't matter. This is my life now. All I want is power. All I need is power.
But what about your parents, Daichi? And your friends? Your real life?
They're all meaningless. All I had waiting for me in my real life was a baseball scholarship to some university. And my parents don't understand me. Never have and never will. As for friends, I no longer need friendship.
What about Izumi?
What about her?
What about... Daichi, your sister died because of that blade!
No, she died because of you, but I don't blame you, Ryu. I understand now why you killed her. She was weak. She didn't deserve to live.
Everyone gasps at hearing this.
No. He's truly not.
And now all of you will meet the same fate as Izumi and perish by this blade. All of your power will be mine.
You want my power? Fine. Come and take it.
You're a fool.
I'm not going to fight my friend.
Then you shall die!
Raising the Dragonheart blade high, Daichi charges at Ryu, intending to strike him down. But suddenly, an elegant dagger soars through the air and cuts Daichi on the cheek. Though his HP barely moves a point, the surprise attack causes him to cease his assault on Ryu. Everyone turns in confusion, as Ayame, in the form of her Spriggan avatar, descends from the sky and lands a short distance away.
Ayame?
Quite the turn of events we have here.
What are you doing here?
I'm here same as you, to make sure that evil blade is destroyed once and for all, so that no one else suffers from it. Even you, Dragon Boy.
Ayame. Thank you.
We really appreciate your help.
Looks like you guys could use it.
This is all very touching and all, but one more player isn't going to be enough to stop me.
Maybe. Maybe not. But we're all fighting with the greatest power of all.
And what might that be?
Love.
Ha! That's ridiculous. You're only spouting such nonsense because you never really understood the true power of the Dragonheart blade.
What are you talking about?
It's called the Dragonheart blade for a reason.
With that, Daichi suddenly jams the Dragonheart blade deep into his heart, causing everyone to gasp. The end of the blade doesn't come out of his back, but seems to fuse with his heart as it enters his chest. A brilliant light emanates from the blade as Daichi cries out in pain.
Daichi!
Ryu is thrust backwards by shining waves of light radiating from Daichi. From the ground, Ryu watches wide-eyed and slack-jawed as Daichi slowly transforms into a massive brown and tan dragon. The blazing Dragonheart blade remains plunged in his chest, with the hilt still showing. With gleaming eyes, Daichi stares menacingly down at Ryu and his friends.
Now, he truly is invincible.